All right, we are grateful to be able to say that the suspect is in custody securely and safely, just like what we were doing. The Grady County Sheriff's Office did a great job. We were there to assist with our tactical teams and able to do what we were talking about. Time was on our side. There was no reason to rush. The suspect was able to open the door and to exit on her own and to be taken into custody. This is the best case scenario. And this is what we were striving for. Our training and how we all work together was spotlighted today, and that's how we did things. We kept everyone safe here in their homes, and then law enforcement officers were safe as well. So we're grateful for that. Our prayers go out to those that were injured, the law enforcement officer that had some injury, and then also the civilian that had some injury. We'll find out all of these answers to all of these questions at a later date when we investigate this. But as for right now, we're happy to say that the scene is secure. All right, any questions that we might have?
What was it that got her out of the car?
Her own will. We were able to talk to her and tell her, hey, it's in your best interest to do that, and she did. And that's really what we were trying to accomplish here. That's why we don't rush things if there's not a threat to someone's life.
We saw that the tactical team did blow out her back window. Can you talk about what went into the operation itself?
There's a lot of tactics that go into play. And me not being on the scene, I don't know exactly what tactic they were employing. I do know that a lot of times it's safe for us to remove glass to be able to communicate better, to be able to make visual contact with a person. Sometimes it's hard to see what type of situation the person in the car is going through if you can't see them. And so, there's a lot of tactics that go into play with that. Maybe a little bit of ventilation. There's a lot of things. Regardless, it was a great tactic, as with all of the tactics employed, to be able to bring this to a safe resolution, and that's what we were after.
Do we know if it was a law enforcement rifle that she was armed with?
We don't know at this point, and like I've said before, some of these questions are secondary questions. We're trying to get this secure, and then after we get it secure, we'll find out all these other details. That's a question that we'll find out through the investigation, what type of firearm, things like that. At this point, while we were trying to secure it, that wasn't a question we were trying to answer. We were just trying to get her safe, law enforcement safe, and people that live in the area safe.
What does this do for a department? You're using a ton of resources for several hours, so how does that take away from your community?
That's what we're asked to do. But we're asked, we have resources. We're asked to come and assist other agencies with other resources. That's what we do. When there is a situation in a community that needs it, multiple law enforcement agencies will come together and pull all of their resources to make sure that it's taken care of in a quick manner, as quickly as possible and safe as possible. And that's what we did. We're not, you'll never find a guy out here that is trying to get people safe thinking about, well, I wonder how much money this is costing. We don't care. We're trying to get people safe. And so that's what we did today.
So to be clear, OHP will be investigating the nature of the beginning of this incident?
Not necessarily, no. We were acting as an assist agency. As I've said before, this is Grady County Sheriff's Office. They were in charge of the scene. We were assisting with resources that we could use to assist them with. I'm speaking to get information out for the Grady County Sheriff's Office. It is their scene. It's not the Oklahoma Highway Patrol's scene. And so other agencies will be investigating that at this time. We're just grateful that all of us collectively could come together and to bring this to a safe end.
Do we know where she is being taken?
Right now, probably Grady County Detention Center.
Trooper Foster.
And she'll probably be taken to a medical facility as well to be checked out. I mean, obviously, after a long ordeal inside a vehicle, high stress, we'll be checking her out medically as well.
Going forward, the investigation, who's going to be leading? Is it going to be OSBI or?
Unknown. There's a lot that goes involved to that. There are multiple agencies that could be involved in that. From my answer, it's unknown right now.
Any idea how the civilian is doing that was injured?
Unknown medically how they're doing. I do know that they were able to be transported to the hospital via ground. That's a good thing. When you're out in the rural like this and you have a situation where they're taking someone by ambulance, that's always a better scenario than if they're having to land a helicopter. If that makes sense.
Would you say that this barricade situation was more unique than some of the other ones you guys
I mean, there's uniqueness all the way around. I mean, unique that it was in a law enforcement vehicle, but not unique in a barricaded situation. If it's barricaded, wherever it's barricaded, we've had them barricaded in outbuildings before. We've had them barricaded in lots of different places. Our tactics are very much similar in how we talk to someone. We establish lines of communication and able to, kind of give the points where this is a good thing if you were to give up, right? And so that's what we were able to do. It's always good when someone is barricaded as far as no other people are involved. It's secure and we're able to take our time, and that's what happened here.
Any idea what the mental situation was? What caused the strange behavior that brought deputies out here in the first place? Was it drug related or what?
Unknown. This is a welfare check, so it's unknown what was causing that. We do know that deputies felt like she wasn't safe and had her in protective custody, meaning they had her in handcuffs, not under arrest, but they wanted to check and see what it was. Obviously, we're not medical professionals. We don't know if something medically was going on, so that's something we would call medical in on things like that, and that's what they were attempting to do.
Hey, just for timing's sake on live TV, could you again just summarize how this incident ended?
So the way it ended was the Oklahoma Highway Patrol Tactical Team, with other agencies, were able to create a hard barrier around the situation and to make sure that she wasn't a threat to anyone else. We were able to communicate with the subject in the patrol car. And ultimately, she opened it, got out on her own, put her hands behind her back, yielded, and was placed into handcuffs, and everything is secure.
Thank you.
Have you given the exact details of how she got the gun? Do you guys know exactly?
We don't know that exactly yet.
And how long was the situation? What was the runtime?
11:45 to now.
Any idea when people will be able to go back home?
Yeah, I mean, very quickly we'll be able. The scene is secure. We'll be able to open this up very quickly.
Since it was a police vehicle, was there an active radio or any kind of device like that?
There were a lot of equipment in there, but we have the ability to be able to communicate, outside of those radio channels and things like that. So, but there's a lot of different equipment that are involved in the police vehicle itself. But we felt it was secure. If that answers it. All right, thank you.
Drew.
Thank you.